we are now going to talk about another type of kitchen garden, the balcony or the veranda kitchen garden. This can apply mostly to those people who don't have any other space to put up their kitchen garden other than the balcony. We have different ones. We can start with the tires, which is mostly applicable to those people who have enough space in their veranda. Also, if your balcony is big enough to fit the tire, it is very applicable. What we do is first, because the tire has a hole in between, you can look for a polythene paper which can prevent your veranda from getting dirty from the mixture of soil and the manure as you are putting them in the tire garden. So that is the first step you do. You put your polythene inside like this. Once you're satisfied that it's well put, like you have covered the empty space, you can now take your mixture of soil and the manure and start filling in the tire. You put in your mixture of soil and the manure. Make sure you spread very well. Okay. First of all, the tire mostly it's covered all over. It's always have a very small hole. To give more space to the tire, you can cut part of the tire to create more space for your plants. After your tire is well filled with the mixture of soil and the manure, now you can do the watering. It's very easy to actually set up a tire garden, as you have seen. Then you can take your water and start watering. As we had said earlier, you can consider painting your tire to make it more beautiful and more colorful for your balcony. Other than the tire garden that can be used for kitchen garden in your balcony, you can also introduce other things like containers in your balconies or cement bags, which are readily available maybe around your compound, which is very easy to access and to make. You just fill in your mixture of soil and the manure, then you do the watering, and then you do the planting. The other type of garden that you can use in your balcony are the containers. Instead of throwing away your yogurt containers or the containers that you use maybe for your oil or any other thing, or your paint, you can consider reusing them for your balcony. Like this container was used for ice cream, and you can be able to reuse it instead of throwing it away, and maybe plant your herbs or even strawberries or yogurt containers or containers that you had used to buy paint. So you can recycle them and use to plant your herbs, or you can plant strawberries, or you can also plant onions. You can also use oil containers. Instead of throwing them away, you can just improvise and cut them and create space to put in your seedlings. And also, you can use your water bottles. Instead of throwing them away, you can just improvise and cut them. You can cut them with this design according to your preference, or you can use this design also. This one can create more space rather than this design. So you can consider according to your preference. Once you're done preparing your containers for your balcony, you can now add your mixture of soil and the manure as we had prepared earlier. After you fill them with the mixture of soil and the manure, they are now ready for watering. You can now start watering them. Maybe if you have the cement bag, you can now start watering it until it's well soaked for planting. Then you can go to the next garden our thyme. Make sure you water very well until they are well soaked. And then we can go to our jerrycan garden. Then we can go to our water bottle garden. Then we can go to the small containers. It's not a must you use this watering can. You can use watering cans that can favor you. Make sure you put enough water for your plants. When you're done watering your containers or your tire or your cement bag, it's time for planting. And make sure you put your containers where they can be able to access direct sunlight after you do the planting, because we all know that plants need light for them to grow well. So you can choose to plant things that are not, the crops that are not that bulky for your balcony or for hanging. Those ones that cannot be too bulky to produce fruits that will weigh down your garden. And you can decide to plant things like cabbages, kales, and spinach on the containers that are the big containers, which you have put them on the floor of your balcony. For the cement bag, we decided to plant spinach. It won't have so many pieces, but you can have as many cement bags as possible to fit your space. Our cement bag fitted only for spinach. And then we can go to the next garden, which is the tire garden. For us, we chose to do kales and the coriander. So we divide our garden into two. One side is for the coriander and the other side is for your kales. For the tire garden and the cement bag, since they are bigger gardens than the containers, you can also do cabbages, or you can also do beetroots or even carrots, depending on your preference. Then you can make some shallow lines for the coriander. Then you put in the seeds, the lines. It's very easy to do it. After you are done putting your coriander seeds, you can now cover them with a small amount of soil for them to grow well. Now your tire garden is done. As we wait for it to mature, maybe for the kales in the next 1 month, 2 weeks, and for the coriander in the next 3 weeks. Then we can go to the jerry can. For the jerry can, you can maybe decide to do onions, which you can also decide to do kales again, or spinach, or even carrots, or even coriander. Depends on your preference as a person. As you can see, you don't need very expensive tools to plant your crops. You just need the readily available resources to do it. You just need a small stick to do it, to do the planting. We are done with our onions. We can go to the next one, You just make a decision depending on what you want. For our water bottle, we decided to go with purple cabbage. It will just take 1 piece since a cabbage is a bit bulky. But if you have more water bottles where you can plant, you can do more. And also the other water bottle, we decided to go with spinach. Ours we only fit 2 of them. Yeah, and then we are done with our water bottle garden. When it comes to small containers, we mostly recommend that you do herbs, since they are not that bulky to weigh down the containers. Or you can also do fruits like strawberry. Mostly we recommend strawberries. In our case, we chose to do strawberry and herbs. The herb that we used is rosemary. So you can do the planting of our rosemary, which is very easy. And also we did strawberry for the other containers. Then you can set now your containers in a place that you feel it's convenient for you, and also in a place where they can be able to access direct sunlight. Once you're done planting your containers and maybe your tire or your cement bags in your balcony kitchen garden or your veranda kitchen garden, the only thing left is watering, and we recommend that you can be watering thrice a week.